Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast. As you can tell from the title, this is another review episode. And today I have two guests on the podcast. We have Carol from Kdramasmusings and Jess from Daebak. You, of course, know both of these lovely ladies. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having us. Excited to be here.
Same.
Thank you for joining.
It's been a while since we did this, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yes. And as you can tell from the title, we are reviewing a C-drama today, Faded Hearts. Let me tell you how this came about.
Okay.
I had never seen this C-drama, and eventually I was like, I'm never going to watch this unless I do a podcast review on it because there's so many other dramas out there. So I originally messaged Carol because I knew she had watched this, and I was like, hey, would you like to come on the podcast and do a review of this C-drama? And then she said yes, of course, and so we booked it and everything. And then I was watching it, and I get to like episode 2, and I messaged Jess, and I'm like, Jess, you need to watch this C-drama. You're gonna love it. And we will get into why I said this in the spoiler section. I don't want to spoil anything, but I basically sent her a play-by-play description on what was happening. And I was like, this is you. You need to watch this.
And I said, okay. It was already on my list of things to watch or finish from 2025. So it wasn't a big ask.
Right. Another reason why I wanted to review this was because it had a resurgence in popularity earlier this year because of some negative publicity with Pursuit of Jade. Basically, what had happened with Pursuit of Jade, Zheyuan was getting a lot of flack. I don't agree with this, but he was getting a lot of flack for how pretty he looked as a general, which caused apparently C-drama netizens, Chinese netizens basically, to look at other generals from other dramas and say, hey, this is a better example of what he should look like. And Faded Hearts came up, basically.
No. They pulled this guy up?
Yes, they did.
No.
And this caused Faded Hearts to actually go to number 1 on the charts and beat Pursuit of Jade for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Stop it.
And
That's
they
bitter.
like went over
That's bitterness.
right. And when they were airing last year, they did okay. It wasn't like a smash hit or anything. It didn't beat a bunch of records. They honestly didn't even like promote the drama very much.
Mm-hmm.
But due to this whole Pursuit of Jade conversation, people started watching it and like all their dramas too, but like this was one of them. So I was like,
wow,
I'm going to do a review of this because it's being recirculated.
Unreal.
That's wild.
Nothing like pettiness to get people to return
Pettiness,
to an older drama.
Pettiness. Well, the other one that came about, and I remember seeing this, the guy from Prisoner of Beauty, the really muscular guy who was like the sculptor.
Yes.
So he did a drama apparently like 10 or 15 years ago.
Yes.
And he also got named in this controversy as a general because in that drama, he was like covered in dirt and mud and like just getting in it. Mm-hmm. And they were like, this is an example. And he's like semi-retired, like does not do many dramas. And he's like, why the hell am I trending right now? Like, I do not know why I'm trending. And clips of him as this general have gotten millions of views. Because of this whole quote unquote controversy with Pursuit of Jade and Zheyuan looking too pretty as a general.
I think it speaks to the change not a change. Actually, it is a change. The change in the standard of beauty for men in China and what they want to see as a masculine guy being a general in a very traditional sense. So it's been interesting to see the discourse because they were very much at one point into the Zheyuan look of whatever he looks like. I'm not going to get into. Yeah, a pretty boy. And then all of a sudden now for a general, excuse me, we need a manly man. I'm like, okay.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. Okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
It is bizarre.
But I can't believe they brought Faded Hearts up. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild because this guy is so pretty.
Exactly.
Also, he had like eye makeup. Like he got like a smoky eye situation happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the things is, like, specifically the scene of what got criticized is Zhang Linghe came, so when he enters coming back from war, he has no dirt or anything on him.
Okay.
In Faded Hearts, you had scenes that the guy had at least blood on his face when he came back. I don't know. But that was the reason why people pointed this out.
But he came back fighting. Zhang Linghe, when he was walking through the city, they didn't come back fighting.
Right. Everybody was like, well, he could have taken a shower before coming back. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we're here now, and we're going to discuss Faded Hearts.
Yeah. So that is the two reasons why I wanted to do a review of this, because of that thing. So before we get into Faded Hearts, though, are you guys watching anything? Enjoying anything? Would recommend anything?
Okay.
I know, Carol, you're watching a bunch of stuff.
I'll go first. I never have a lot. So I was watching this all week, Faded Hearts, binging it for this episode. And that was not a big ask. It wasn't tough at all for me to binge through this in a week. Before that, I was watching Blossoms of Power. I am up to episode 26. 40-ish around there. I think I'm almost. That's another easy, gonna binge that so easily when I get back to it. And then I was on this train, though, because since Blossoms of Power, I was like, okay, I've been watching movies on and off. I'm always watching a movie. So what I did was I watched Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Not Too Fast, Too Furious. It's the third one. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
Which is a shit movie, but I love it. Like, I had a fantastic time. But I was like in the movie mood for trash television. So I just said I was watching Blossoms of Power, so then I started Speed in Love.
Right, I forgot that.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to watch Speed in Love, but...
Okay, it's trash. It's horrible. The plot is not... It's not a plot. And also, it's a faux-cest situation.
Yeah.
It's faux-cest, which I'm okay with faux-cest. Call me crazy. Like, they're not really related, so I fail to see how everyone's, like, up in arms. But anyway, I started Speed in Love. That guy is fine. I don't even know. What's his name? Hyeyu? What's his name?
Hyeyu. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just excuses after excuses for these kids to, like, touch each other, and he's making bedroom eyes at her the entire time. You know how Book Talk has those things of, like, he looked out from underneath his
lashes?
His lashes. He's constantly doing that. It is gratuitous. Having a great time. Can't wait to finish that. It is frying my brain cells, mind you. It's not a good show, but having a great time. And then yesterday, after I finished Faded Hearts, it was still really early. So I go, okay, I'm going to watch on Tubi, sponsor me. I'm going to watch on Tubi Seeking Persephone, which I had been wanting to watch. It was nowhere. It was behind a paywall, all these things. Then it showed up on Tubi. So I watched it. And I was like a few minutes into episode 4. And I was like, actually, how many episodes is this? Maybe there's like 6 or so episodes of Seeking Persephone. I looked, 4 episodes. I was already on the last episode. So I was like, oh shit, I just binged through Seeking Persephone very easily in one night. And that was an interesting process. It's a period piece.
Okay.
And I was stuck because I was like, this guy, no tea, no shade to this actor, but I was like, I think he's a little bit fugly. And I couldn't decide if he was attractive or not. I'm watching through the show and I'm like, God, in some light, he looks good. In some angles, he looks really good. And then most of the time, I'm like, he looks like a, Walmart Hugh Jackman situation.
With the sideburns.
Yeah. And the mutton chops. Oh, God, I was like, I hate mutton chops. But anyway, there was a point in the show where I was like, oh, Hugh Jackman was a great comparison because he takes off his shirt. And I had to like hold the walls. I was like, my God, nobody told me that this man is jacked, ripped. Okay. I was literally hanging on to something. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
All of a sudden, his hotness went up.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay, I understand. Sorry I was late, but here I am. Anyway, so I finished Seeking Persephone last night. It was a pleasant watch. And that's it. You're caught up with my watch list.
I love how you said it's not very long, and then you proceeded to mention so many shows.
No, it was like 3 things. It was Blossoms of Power, Speed and Love, Seeking Persephone. I watched Faded Hearts, obviously. And then the ramp up into Speed and Love involved Tokyo Drift. So that's why I decided to mention that movie.
Okay. I'm watching A Bonafide Killer.
Okay.
Apartment Job. Damn, I'm forgetting them now. Love to You, which is a Monday, Tuesday one. My Bias, My Boss, also Monday, Tuesday. I have to go by days now because I'm just watching a lot, so it helps me categorize. And the one I'm really enjoying is The Affair Was Just the Beginning.
What's that do to you?
Yes.
What? The title
What?
of that is so intriguing.
Exactly. It's on Viki. And it stars Kim Ji-hoon and Kim Hae-soo. It's like seasoned actors.
Okay.
I love it. Give me a seasoned actor any day.
Right.
And then for a C-drama, I'm about to start The Road to Splendor because I was waiting to finish Faded Hearts. Loved
or
Blessings
rewatch
of Power.
Faded Hearts.
Yeah. Rewatch.
I heard
exactly.
Road to Splendor is pretty good.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hang
I'm
tight.
ready for that.
Gonna add it to my finished 2026. It's going in. I have so many C-dramas on here.
I love how C-dramas are dominating right now.
They have this year. They've been dominating this year for sure.
Yeah.
Added.
What
Done.
are you watching, Caitlin?
I mean, I've been binging Faded Hearts. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Except I'm watching like 6 BLs and 2 GLs.
I forgot to mention
God.
BLs. Yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty much almost done with Prosecutor's Proposal. I probably am going to finish that this weekend. It is toxic.
It is.
That prosecutor is toxic for sure. But if you like a red flag, go for it.
Hey,
Go for it.
don't tempt me with a good time.
He's like, I absolutely hate your guts. And then 2 seconds later, he is like sucking the guy's face. Like,
whoa.
Kissing this dude against a wall. Like, it is nuts. And I mean, I got spoiled. There was this one scene, I think it's episode 4, maybe episode 5, that had to be censored in Korea. It's really not that bad. Like, they don't show anything. But I got spoiled on it because it made news, obviously. But this dude, this prosecutor, just clowns the guy. Just like goes at it. It's like shadow, you don't see anything, covers the guy's eyes so he like face so he's not looking at him. Like, it's very, very toxic.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to see your face.
Oh my gosh. Guys.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. But then you're also having this actually really interesting crime drama happening at the same time.
Goodness.
Like, it's not like the crime is like second story or anything. They actually like made it a full story and everything. So yeah, it's crazy. So that's what I'm pretty much binging. But yeah.
Are you watching Deep End?
I'm also watching. Yeah. I'm watching Deep End. I'm watching Bittersweet Love. I'm watching Payback. I'm watching what else? Not. And then the GLs I'm watching is Petrichor, which is an older girl drama.
Is
and
it
then
Petrichor
Moonshine.
or Petrichor?
I say Petrichor, Petrichor.
I'm like 90% sure it's Petrichor. Isn't that the smell of like rain, you know?
Yeah. It is.
Oh, no.
Like you're like,
the earthy smell.
Kind of that musty smell that you're like, that's like wet.
It's about to rain.
Yeah.
If you know.
That's what Petrichor
good to
is.
know.
Okay.
One of the best GLs I've ever watched is called So Close, and I just want to plug it in because So Close was so good, no pun intended, but it was kind of like an assassin and a cop and a chase the mouse kind of situation, and I watched it when I was a teenager, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. We need more GLs. Yeah, it was really good. It's a Hong Kong.
I just finished kind of like that story. I just finished one, The Lie We Lived In. It's about a hitman basically and a cop.
Yes.
That's a Korean BL that just aired a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm also watching like 17 other things. I need to get stuff off my current watch list. It's absolutely nuts. I blame July 4th. I just started everything on July 4th weekend and did not care.
I feel like if I wasn't, I mean, I could easily just start 50 things, I feel. But then I will drop a lot of things, and I don't like dropping things. I'd rather just like surgically choose the dramas, you know?
Yeah. I actually, like, it came a point, I think I did this a couple weeks ago.
I don't know why I did this for surgically also.
It came a point because, like, I have deadlines, obviously, to watch stuff for podcast episodes, both mine and, like, everything. So I literally put into AI, like Chat GPT, whatever. Like the stuff I was watching, the stuff I needed to finish for podcasts, the dates that I need to finish them by.
It gave you a schedule.
For the rest of the year. And then they were like, okay, you have to watch this, this, and this to at least finish 3 dramas a month to get your current watch list cleared off by the end of the year. Plus,
but that's what I do, but on a really
that.
stupid level, because I'll have like 6 days to watch 40 episodes, and I'll be like, okay, 40 divided by 6. Like, that's baseline what I do for every binge.
Yeah. I can't binge, though. Like, that's the problem.
Oh my God. I
can't binge. I really can't. I have to go around, or I'm just like, or I get bored. Like, that's the problem. I get bored if I'm just watching one thing. And that's
How long did it take you to watch Faded Hearts?
I mean, I binged halfway through it before I moved because I knew I would have to binge the rest of it after the move. And I didn't want to be sitting there trying to watch 38 episodes. So I was at episode 15, 17 before I moved.
Right.
So
it took me 3 days.
It took you 3 days, Carol?
Yeah.
I can't do that. Was that on normal speed?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Okay. Did you sleep?
Couldn't be.
No. So I'm ready to go to bed.
No, I didn't. And the answer is no. All right, let's get into it. Though.
Okay. All right. So, of course, if you guys have ever listened to a review episode before, if not, as per usual, we will introduce the C-drama, cast synopsis, anything about it, director, whatever. And then we will give you an overall spoiler-free review. And then I'll give a spoiler warning and we'll get into the juicy moments and what we liked, what we didn't like, all the details. So, Faded Hearts was a C-drama that aired last year between October 2nd and October 16th. 38 episodes. As of right now, you can only watch it on IGE. Like, it's not even on YouTube. It's not on Viki. Nothing.
I had to get an IGE subscription to watch it.
IGE did a bait and switch on YouTube where they only put up like the first 3 episodes and then we're like, if you want to finish it.
They put the first 5 episodes, and then they were like, anyway, if you're addicted, you got to go get your fix on IGE.
Yeah. So that's where it's at. Okay. So I pulled the synopsis from my drama list. I might read it verbatim. I might kind of just jump around, but either way, apologies in advance for my pronunciation on any of these words. I'm horrible at pronouncing anything when it comes to C-dramas, let alone anything. I'm horrible at speaking English sometimes, so. All right. When Jinshu Kingdom is on the brink of defeat in the Battle of Pingling, the female archer in red, Fu Yishao, shoots an arrow at Susha's eldest prince, Fang Sengge. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Turning the tide of battle.
Feng Sui-ge.
Okay. But Yishao accidentally falls off a cliff and loses her memory. When Yishao is rescued by the Ling family of the doctors, she unexpectedly reunites with Sui-ge. Looking at the mess Yishao is in, Sui-ge infers that it must be related to his own predicament at the battle. Sui-ge wants to use her to find out the truth, while Yishao wants to use Sui-ge to survive. So the two, who are mortal enemies at the beginning, must rely on each other to survive in the turbulent Yujing city, and their love secretly blossoms through countless near-death experiences. Yishao and Sui-ge can only work closely together in the storm to overcome the dark conspiracy, break the shackles of fate, and live up to people's expectations and not let each other down. So that's a synopsis. Little minor spoilers in there, but nothing crazy. Okay, so there were 3 directors for this C-drama. We have Chu Yu-boon, who did Moonlight Mystique and Story of Kuning Palace. Makes sense. Francis Nam, who also worked on Story of Kuning Palace, and then Gu Ziwei, who also worked on Story of Kuning Palace and Moonlight Mystique. So they kind of always worked together. Screenwriter was Ching Mei, who did Lao Yang, which is like a historical crime drama, very well received. And then we have Everlasting Longing with Song Wei. I think that was his name, right? The guy who just was starring in that sibling-esque drama a couple months ago. Carol, you were watching it.
Sibling-esque?
They were not related. Yeah, they were not.
Morphosess.
They had to investigate. Maybe you haven't watched it. No, maybe you haven't watched it. Hold on. What was it called?
With Song Wei Long? Is that the one?
Yeah, it was the one with Song Wei Long.
I don't watch Song Wei Long. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know what
Kara
you're
was like,
talking about.
"No, I don't do that."
What is it called? Love for You. That's what it was called.
Love for
Yeah.
You. Right. Right.
Anyway, screenwriter wrote Everlasting Longing, which has Song Wei Long and Angela Baby.
Angela Baby.
Angela
Right.
Baby. Yeah. So that's what they're known for. And then they also did, as I said,
Now,
Lao
if
Ye,
I
which
was
is
a
a
C-drama
historical
star,
crime
I would
one.
also be Jessica Baby. So there's that.
Hey, Jessica.
I didn't expect you
All
guys
right,
to laugh so much.
So the two main leads are Li Qing, and I always mispronounce this guy's name, and I've really tried to say his name, but I always mispronounce it.
Zheyuan?
Chen Zhe-huan?
Joy.
Chen Zhe-huan?
Yeah.
Li Qing, you'll know from Joy of Life, The Wolf, My Dear Guardian. Chen
Wolf.
Zhe-huan,
My God.
The Wolf. Yeah, she was.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Male lead, he was just in Royal Betrothal, which recently ended, and then of course he was in Hidden Love.
The Hidden Love,
So
man.
have you guys had any experience with either one of these two leads?
Very brief, I would say. I dropped The Wolf. I don't remember at what episode. So I've technically seen Li Chen, and then this guy is my Hidden Love man's. So I've seen a couple of things with him, but mostly I remember him from Hidden Love. So
Yeah. I saw him
Carol.
in Chasing Dreams.
Chasing Dreams.
And Hidden Love and The Princess and the Werewolf.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had to drop that one. And for a female lead, I don't have a lot of experience with her, actually. I think I've only seen her in Faded Hearts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was my first time with her. I'm just going
Okay.
through her list and I'm like, no, I've only seen her in Faded Hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Li Qing, I've only seen one of her dramas before Faded Hearts, which was 1,000 Years for You, which is an okay drama. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And then this is actually my first with the male lead, even though I have a bunch of his others, because, like, obviously Hidden Love is not my type of drama.
The thing is, you would not like Hidden Love. Yeah.
No, I would not.
Okay.
I do have some of his other dramas I want to watch. This was the first one I have watched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Chasing Dreams is on my watch list. I want to watch that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will never watch The White Olive Tree either. Never. Apparently, it's like one of his best performances, but it's like very hard to watch. It's
traumatic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the support roles. I'm just going to name 4. There's a lot of support characters, a lot of great actors in this. I'm just going to name 4 of them. So we have Chi Meng. She was in dramas like Parallel World, To Fly With You, Riverside Code of Qingming Festival. She played the sister of the male lead, the princess that goes off and marries the
It's my first time seeing
prince, general, whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen her in Parallel World. That was pretty much all I've seen her in. I mean, she's been around. I know of her, but yeah. She was pretty much annoying in Parallel World for a while as well, in my opinion. She got better, but
yeah.
We have, I guess, her kind of second couple, but not second couple. Cheng Hei-yi, he was in Perfect Match, The Princess Royal, You Are Desire, and Till the End of the Moon.
I've seen him a lot.
A couple of him. Yeah, he's been around.
He got a pretty face.
He does.
Zhao Ye, which again has kind of been around too. Splendid Match, Fangs of Fortune, Journey to You. Edward Guo loves him, so he's been in a lot of Edward Guo dramas.
Okay.
So he's pretty much in all of Edward Guo's stuff.
Okay.
And then lastly, I'll name Chin Tiang Yu. He was in Melody of Golden Age, The Starry Love, Skate into Love is one of his earlier dramas.
Yes, seen this guy.
This is, I think, my first time I've ever seen him.
Right.
But we know you've seen Starry Love, Jess, so you have seen him before.
I have famously seen Starry Love. My review is, I did a 2-part review of it over on Liliana's Tea and Soju podcast, and it was so much fun. That one, she had to break it to me that the main couple had sex, but I didn't realize because it was like a euphemism type of thing. They had a celestial phenomenon happening, and I was like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah, that means they had sex. And I was like, oh, that flew right over my head. So that is a little snippet of some fun that we had on the Starry Love review.
All right. Carol, have you had any experience with any of these people? Want to talk about any of these support cast people?
Chen
You guys want to
He.
name anybody else that I didn't name?
No, there's like a
No.
million people in this cast.
Yeah. Zheyuan, I just saw him in A Perfect Match, and I'm just like, you're still an annoying anyway.
Perfect Match or a Splendid Match, you mean?
Sorry, Perfect Match. No, A Splendid Match.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
That was my most
Splendid
recent
Match.
with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
just
he's
like,
a little
you're
fart in that too.
Right?
That's right.
I was just like, I can't
Just
stand
causing
you.
issues from day one.
I can't stand, and your reasons, your motivations are always
No.
so stupid to me.
Girl, don't even get me started on a Splendid Match. The ex that just won't take no for an answer. Won't quit.
Yeah.
Won't leave her alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, Faded Hearts, he's in this.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
this, and I don't like him naturally.
Also another
so.
fart-faced character in this.
Yeah.
You know what? I do have to say, he's very cute, but his
Is he?
costuming doesn't make him cute.
The thing is, this photo of him, I'm like, oh, he looks hot here.
Right?
His profile photo in MDO.
Yeah.
But then when you see him in these historicals, you're like, I don't know. He got hit with the ugly stick. I don't know. Like, he's not working for me. So
In A Splendid Match, I was so confused when I came and saw his MDL photo. I'm like, that's not him.
that's not the same
who I
man.
saw.
That's not the same man.
That's not
Yep,
who
that's
I saw.
how I felt too. That's
Yeah.
not who I saw. Exactly. We
Yeah.
digress.
We digress. Apologies. Yeah.
So let's get into overall spoiler-free review of this. What did you guys think of Faded Hearts?
Okay, you go first, Carol.
I thought it was a true representation of enemies to lovers. And I don't know if I like enemies to lovers at that level, because it was a lot for me. The violence towards each other was it was a lot. I couldn't do it for a while, but once I got past it, I did also feel like, okay, you're a smart cookie, being our female lead. What's her name again? Our female lead. She is a smart cookie, but
Fu Yi Xiao.
Fu Yi Xiao, I do feel like she really softened, but the only time she was hard was when it's her man. She's like, no, you're not going to mess with my man. I will deal with you. And I appreciated that, but I don't know. They came in really hot in the beginning. And I was like, whoa, okay, this is a lot. Yeah. But it was great. It was a great show. It was a great show. Jess?
My turn? Okay, so look what happened. I love enemies. Why are you already laughing? I haven't said anything yet. So I love enemies to lovers. I love that trope. I think that this is the type of enemies to lovers that totally counts as enemies to lovers, because they're at each other's throats. They're trying to kill each other. They're constantly, even though they're on a sort of healing journey physically, they're still hurting each other. She's biting him. They're aggravating injuries. They're, flipping all over each other, trying to get away from each other. And I'm like, yep, that's for me. I like that level of angst. My thing is that, how do I put this? I don't think they had chemistry. I just don't think they had chemistry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then her, especially this actress, I was like, oh, right. She's like giving me nothing. Like, there were precious few moments where I was like, I believe her. Him doing so much of the work in this show to sell you on this enemies to lovers romance, right? Like, he is doing so much work. He is looking at her with these dreamy eyes. You can tell he's totally smitten with her. And she's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just there, which is why when certain reveals happen, which this is not a spoiler, she's like, oh, I'm totally into you. I was like, I didn't get that at all. Like, Carol's going like this, like making an X with her hands. Yeah, I didn't pick that up at all, sis. Like, from where? From when?
From where?
That was my biggest moment to pick about the show, was that I didn't feel like they were successfully telling me a love story. It was like just telling me and not showing me.
I agree with you. We got scenes of him being like enamored by her, either whether he was staring or smiling off to the side, whatever the case. But for her, we didn't really get anything. And I was just like, you confess first. And it was just very much, it's because I'm into you. And I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Since when?
Girl.
Clearly he had no idea, because his reaction too was like, oh, okay, then.
Okay, then let's kiss. It was frustrating to me because I wanted it to be better. I was rooting for them. I was rooting for this creative team, for everybody to really lock in and sell me an amazing enemies to lovers romance. And it was like barely scratching the surface of what it could have been for me. It just wasn't hitting. The angst wasn't even hitting. Like after 5 episodes, I was like, we're just going to settle into this sort of like nothing burger of a relationship. So I'm so sorry. I wanted to love this. I thought that he was carrying the team. And then I also, zeroing in on Li Xin playing Fu Yixiao, what is she? Like, I couldn't get a read on her actual personality. Never mind that she had amnesia, right? Like, that's not a spoiler, that was in the synopsis. She had amnesia. She was struggling with this for like the first, 20 episodes or so. And I was like, okay, so this weird, like, suspicious paranoia thing that she's doing, she's trying to suss out what happened to her, who can she trust, and all this stuff. Okay, then beyond that, when she starts gaining memories and I use big air quotes, falling in love with the male lead, I was expecting some sort of personality to emerge. Like some sort of like, okay, that's how she is. And it was like nothing. Like she was just like there to shoot a few arrows and support her man, which that part, I don't mind. I don't mind her standing 10 toes down for this guy, her being the muscle in a lot of situations with her man, her taking charge in military operations and stuff like that. That's fine. Don't play about your man. I just don't believe he's your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sorry. There were 2 moments in the show, and they're spoilers. I'll see if I can remember them later. 2 moments where I was like, this show went from good to great. And then back down to just like, okay, middle of the road C-drama. If I was ranking this show out of like, the last 30 historical C-dramas that I watched on a S tier, so like S, A, B, C, this would be like B or C tier for me. Carol, do you want to weigh in? I feel like we might be on the same page.
No, I agree with you. I love what you said about you wanted to see some character from her, and we didn't really get that.
Because for him, I understood
exactly
what his personality was, what his likes and dislikes were, his little idiosyncrasies, how he softened when he was around her, and how their relationship changed him. He has his own like little, amnesia thing that happens later. And so you get to see like a hard reset on him. And I was like, oh, okay. Like he really did change.
Yeah.
Her, no.
When they brought in the kids to be like, oh, that's our master. And they tried to humanize her in some way.
Because they tried to do like a save the cat thing with her, with the children. And I was like, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. And then the kids disappear.
And they just wrote them out.
Right.
So
if anything, they humanized the male lead.
Yes.
Right, because he was
more
nice
than
to
the
kids.
female lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I would compare, like the way I was seeing it, I think they tried to portray this woman as the female lead in The Double, where she's just like, one track of mind, I've been poisoned, I have these tasks to do, etc., etc. But it just wasn't hitting with this character because she wasn't poisoned. Like, what was her thing?
Mm-hmm. She had like no motivations, no goals, no nothing outside.
Yeah.
Once she figures out what the hell happened to her and she gets a bunch of memories back, I'm like, okay, so you just want to live.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the rest?
I think, I think the thing with this, though, and I agree with you guys on this, I think what happened, too, though, is the screenwriter started out with it like, okay, this is going to be her story, and she's going to, like, get this revenge, figure out what killed her, whatever.
I was into it, right? I was into all of that. Yeah. I was into the angst, the drama, the whole, like, trio of Jinshu shit that, like, the besties that she reunites with. And I'll leave it at that.
Right. But then the story shifted to the male lead and then he hijacked the show.
And then he hijacked the show.
And hijacked it in every way possible. Like acting-wise, persona, aura-wise, story-wise, like backstory-wise.
Yes.
Like everything.
And then she was just a support character, a footnote in his story. And that's when I was like, I also think because they chose to wrote it that way, you kind of didn't get enough story, like her story, to like latch on to her as much as you wanted to do. Like, for example, when she found out, well, this is going to be a spoiler, so I don't want to say, but when she found out about that whole arena thing in the city, we can get in more of that. You're dancing around it, but yes. Yes.
I thought that was good, but then it was over in like
but then
three
where's
episodes.
the rest?
Yeah.
And that's a spoiler
Yeah.
thing that we're not going into much
Yeah.
detail right now. But like,
So-
I thought it was going to be more smartly constructed. I thought the story was
Yeah.
really clunky and like fits and spurts. And like I said, there were only 2 moments where I was like, "Hey, let's go!"
Yeah.
They turn on the
Yeah.
boosters here. You know what I'm saying? But no, this was not a perfect game. This
Yeah.
was not an embarrassment of riches. This was not enough. Entirely not enough for me.
I thought this, I mean, I enjoyed the drama as well. I mean, I thought it was better than some of the other C-dramas that I've seen. And I can like, granted, I have
Carol,
not seen a lot
why
of
do you-
C-dramas, okay, Carol? I have a lot that I have yet to see, okay? I'm
Carol's
talking
like,
about the ones I've
"Excuse me?"
actually seen, okay? I have not seen a single 2026 C-drama
Okay.
except for Love in Between Lines, and that's
Okay.
not comparable to historical ones. So
Okay.
that's my
Okay.
that's my
Sorry.
thing.
I'm very expressive, so I got to work on it.
That's fine. No, that's fine. But it's not the best though either. Like it could have been better for various reasons we were just talking about. I loved the enemies of lovers thing too. I thought that was very well done and very believable. I did not mind the beginning of like how violent it was, but granted that's coming from like
I agree.
my crime background type thing.
I thought,
So-
okay, bare minimum, actually, if they were at each other's throats and they were and from enemy
Yeah.
kingdoms, I was like,
But
actually, they
that's
could
not gonna-
do more.
that- Yeah, but that's not going to be for everybody. Like, I think that's
Right.
one of the reasons why Liliana dropped this, because she didn't like how ruthless they were. I think she also dropped that other one that Alan Wren was in last year for the same reason. Like, there was not believable to be a love story. So it might not work for everybody. I did not mind that. I also loved the second Amnesia part. I thought that was a fantastic move in the story, but it was not a perfect, like I had problems with the ending. I had problems with the pacing as well, which we can get into, and also with like some of the characters in general too. So it was not a perfect drama for me either, but I quite enjoyed it at the same time. So I don't
I mean,
like,
it plays. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It was
it's
really
enjoyable.
easy to
It's-
watch.
Right. But I will agree with you with what you said, Jess, and what Carol was saying with like, there was not an equal, I don't want to say it was like acting ability, but there was just something that was not equal with the leads.
Yes.
Whether that's like acting ability, camera presence, persona, story, I'm not sure. But there was something that clearly the male lead had a lot more something behind him on like I remember when Royal Betrothal was happening, he went viral for this like over the shoulder look he gave, or like multiple over the shoulder looks he gave. And what they reference Faded Hearts because he gives so many of those in this
Yes.
drama, but does it so well.
Yeah.
Because he has like a presence while doing that. Like you believed him being this ruthless general who has a reputation of just like mowing down people left and right. And I don't think Li Qing's character had that same gravitas with her.
She was so
No.
stoic.
Even though she was
wooden as a
supposed
board.
to have that. Yeah.
Wooden as a board. Stiff.
Like the show.
Let's get into spoiler territory. This is your spoiler warning. We're going to talk about everything in full detail, what we liked, what we did not like, the ending, everything like that. So if you do not want to be spoiled on this C-drama, please go and watch this and come back and listen to spoilers afterwards. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about first? Do you want to
Do
start
we talk
at the
about the
beginning?
sister?
Sure, yeah, we can start with the sister. I did not care anything about her
Listen.
storyline at
Listen.
all.
Listen, so when this girl started acting foolish and was like holding
Yes.
a knife to her neck,
Yes.
holding a dagger to her neck, threatening that she's going to kill herself if you don't let her go, if you don't let her go back
Listen,
with
this
her
was like
husband.
short drama, vertical drama shit that was going
Yes,
on. Like that is what
yes.
you see in short vertical dramas where people are like, I'm going to threaten to kill myself
And
if
I
I
was
don't
like,
marry
you
this man.
you spoiled brat. Like, I
Yeah.
hated her guts. I did not support anything that she was doing. When shit hit the fan, when she was over in Sushi Kingdom and all that started happening,
Yeah.
she got slapped. That guy like laid hands on her, and I was like, girl, don't make me side with a man. Don't make me side with a man, because I was like, you are acting crazy. You need to get slapped. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. She made every wrong choice possible. The thing is, I was like, actually, this secondary romance, whatever it was, if you want to call it a romance, that was
With the
happening between
king.
her and the king, I was like, actually, let's just stay right here. because this was juicy.
Yeah.
This was toxic. I loved it. It was so entertaining. He was a whole other animal that we can dissect, but that relationship and her threatening him and like offering herself up to him and stuff, and like I was like, yeah, this is good. This is better.
You know, the crazy thing about that part is about her character is her role model is her brother, and your brother would never,
absolutely never
do anything that you have done, which when she was threatening with the knife to like kill herself and asking
and
her
she
brother
did that
to
multiple
let
times
him go.
to multiple different guys.
times. Yeah, I was just like, let her go and die. I'm just over her.
The millennial in me is like, do it. Just do it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Just go.
Just
and then
do it.
Now you go, you have a horrible time, and now you can't call me to come save you.
Yeah.
You have to deal with the consequences of your actions. And she just kept making wrong decisions. I don't know how many times a guy can tell you he doesn't like you.
He doesn't like you.
Different types of ways for you to still insist, no, that's my man,
and he was nice about it. It wasn't like he was
initially he was
first
as kind as possible.
At first it wasn't like he was like taking out his like unrequited love on her or anything like that. He was just like, he literally warned her, if you marry me, you are not going to have a happy marriage because I still like this woman. I am only marrying you out of duty. Like, do you really want to do this? And she still went along with it.
Yeah, that was.
I knew she was bad news when they were still.
And then, my opinion, even if it was a bad marriage, like I will agree, like going with the Emperor brother was very juicy and very dramatic and whatever. But like she went with it because she wanted to like make her fiance hurt and like just did it to.
I mean, among
she
other
knew
things,
that was like, she did it to like get a dig at him.
Yeah.
And like even with her like.
I don't want to take her side. I really don't. But she was also feeling very isolated due to her own shit. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she was feeling isolated. She had no one to rely on. And so this is the most powerful man in the land. She's going to link up with this guy and have him do some dirty work for her. So do some digging and figure out what happened in her hometown. So it was a quid pro quo. Oof, God, I'm tongue tied. You know what I'm saying?
Quid pro quo.
Thank you.
Yes.
I got super tongue tied there. It was that with them. And I was here for it. I was like, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Right.
And that guy was also a whole issue where
he was insane.
He was insane.
He was insane.
I don't want to say he was insane because he was kind of sane. But yeah, he was killing people left and right that offended him. He was the definition of what's that word that they like to translate?
He was a man-child.
Yeah, he was a man-child.
Fatuous ruler, man-child, immature.
Yeah.
All the things. Spoiled. Every single name in the book, you throw it at him. And at the same time, he's never been given true ownership or responsibility over the country, over military affairs, over anything. And so he feels, well, why even bother?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He didn't.
So
really
you kind of
have
feel
a
for this
team.
guy because it's two things at the same time. Many things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
So, mind you, he's horrible. He's a rapist. He's sleeping with officials' wives and all this stuff, like seducing people left and right. And then he sees this one girl. The princess is like not giving him the time of day, doesn't want anything to do with him. And he's like, ooh, I love that. Actually, love it.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy.
Right.
He's like, ooh, a new challenge.
Yeah. He thought of it as a challenge.
She was in her home city with her fiance and they're like going out in that plaza festival thing, and it's like our two leads, her and her fiance.
That's what I was gonna bring up earlier, is that I did not lose hope for her immediately. It was when she started acting crazy jealous. And that was that scene where she was like,
that was that scene,
rubbing it in the man's face.
Right.
And trying to instigate things with our female lead, Fu Yishao, who, again, has no personality to begin with. And she's trying to make her jealous, and it's not working. So
but
it's
also,
like
Fu Yishao does not remember the dude at this point.
She don't give a shit.
Like, she doesn't care about the guy because she doesn't know the guy. So you're trying to rub it in her face when she has no recollection of, like, their history whatsoever. Like, she's no competition to you because she doesn't know the man.
Yeah.
And you're pulling these types of stunts in public.
Like,
with
she's
your
doing
brother.
mean girl shit. Like, she was doing
Yeah,
mean girl
yeah.
shit early in the show. And I was like, oh, I can't root for you, girl. You're a problem.
Right. Yeah.
And I think
And-
she was
yeah.
learning the mean girl shit from her mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that lady, stepmother, because she was not the biological mom, but she ended up taking
From
over.
the stepmom.
Oh my God. But that lady was a whole other
Yeah, that lady was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which
his
I like
father.
her.
They were both crazy.
She was heat checking a lot of people on this show. She was good. That
She was
actress,
really good.
I don't even know her
she was
name.
good. She was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. She played the Empress of Susha.
I didn't like her ending, but she was good.
I thought it was it fit.
It fit, but it also I thought it fit very well. But at the same time, I thought the ending overall, because it all happened in the last episode. I hate when it all happens in the last episode.
Yeah, the end
It just
game
seemed
episodes
rushed
were like
at the same time. Yeah, it just seemed rushed at the same time because it was the last episode.
Right.
Like, if they had done that in, I don't know, 36, 37, it still would have been a great ending for the character. But it literally happened with like 15 minutes left, or not even, like 10 minutes left in the show. So I didn't like that. But yeah.
There was a lot of story here that the king and his love story, or lack of a love story, and
Which king?
Suiga's dad.
Okay, yeah. That
Suiga's
guy.
dad, and
He went full
him.
tilt.
It just didn't make sense
Yeah.
to me. It didn't make sense to me why he treated Suiga the way he did. It wasn't
So he was
convincing
trying
enough.
to. I understood it. I thought. So now that we're in the spoiler section, I'll tell you the two moments where I was like, oh, this one from good to great. One moment was, so there was that minister who was evil in the kingdom of Susha. He was the prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the prime minister, this whole time, he's kind of been, he's evil, he's underhanded, but he's sort of been a gentleman.
Yeah.
Right? Even in his interactions with his grandson, who's one of the princes, who's Suiga's little brother.
Yeah.
Little half-brother, if we're being specific. But anyway, that kid, every time he's interacting with him, he's sort of Switzerland in the whole thing. He's not explicitly telling him, you're going to have to take over. You're going to be the emperor. We're going to make you emperor. Don't listen to your dad, whatever. He's like, no. Listen to your dad. Your dad's the only one who can critique your calligraphy and all this stuff. Like, he's very neutral in a lot of stuff. And you almost can't get a read on him. Like, is he really like that evil? Because Suiga is convinced that guy killed his mom. The whole thing with the mom.
Yeah.
The previous empress. So the moment where I was like, oh, this one from good to great was when he calls his shitty ass nephew back from wherever he was, because he gets banished in like the first few episodes.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and the guy is like, the nephew was like, oh, I'm so excited. The king's about to die. Like it's happening finally. And he's really excited. And the prime minister starts beating the shit out of him. He like loses his shit. And he's like, how can you say that? Blah, blah, blah. And you think, oh, maybe he's actually loyal, like to the king, to the emperor. No, it's because he doesn't want this man to go out via illness, taking the easy way. He wanted to be the one to pull the trigger. He wanted to inflict the same level amount of pain that he was inflicted. And he wanted that man, that emperor, to watch him kill his son Suiga, the male lead. And I was like, that's a wrap. Like, that's awesome. That is the proper level of fucked that I wanted in a show.
Which is wild, because did he not kill the emperor's first wife?
So then that was the other thing that I was like, oh, what's going on here? What's this other backstory that we don't have? Like, I will say this show did a horrible job of telling this backstory.
Yeah, I agree.
All these flashbacks and things at weird points in the show. I think it's trying to preserve the surprise. It's trying to preserve the shock factor.
Yeah.
Of a lot of the stuff. But then it feels like out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you forget, they reveal stuff and then they go to present day and you forget what they revealed before. Yeah.
Well, it's more like, what is the motivation for this character? I don't understand. We already know they're evil. So then when they reveal what happened, I mean, it's just like, what's going on? So anyway, the second... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Also, it wasn't like we were concentrating on who killed Suiga's mom the whole time. It sort of took a back seat until towards the end, when all of a sudden you're like, That's right. We're trying to figure out who killed his mom. Otherwise, it was this best friend thing. And honestly, it had me saying, you know how in Pursuit of Jade, Zhang Linghe was always bleeding? Homeboy was always going through betrayal. And I'm just like, okay, how many more betrayals can one go through? It was a lot.
Right.
It was a lot.
So on that reveal, I didn't believe they were best friends.
I believe they were best friends.
I had qualms about the romance. I had more qualms about them trying to sell me on this
the only
friendship.
qualm I had about that, it was the stupidest reason for this guy to hate the guy.
No, it was.
I was like, are you kidding me? That's the reason. That's why you hated him so bad.
And I know we're downplaying
because
what the
your
reason
dad
was.
left you for an extra 10 minutes.
No. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't just the 10 minutes. It was I mean, in it hindsight, like looking back at it,
it was
like,
a little harsh, but
it was harsh. But
was it?
So if he came to me and said, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you and everybody you love because you left me for dead when we were children," I'd be like, touch some grass, bro. You think
technically he didn't do that. His father was the one who did it.
Yeah.
And his father didn't come back because they were both severely injured. The male lead had nothing to do with
the male lead had
other than
nothing...
the fact that he was the prince and they were told he had to be kept alive.
So they found Suige in the desert, picked his ass up, and he recovered days later. When he woke up, he asked about them. Yeah. And the eunuch that was there was like, yeah, they're safe. Don't worry about it. And lied straight to that kid's face. Second of all, the dad, the crippled dad of the villain kid. I don't know these characters. Let me go back and find
Go
these
ahead.
characters.
We know. People know.
Okay,
the
Marquis's. So it's the Marquis and then the Marquis's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrong.
So the Marquis and his son were both, he was trying to fight his way out. He got severely injured and the kid was also injured. And then no one came to find them. Like urgent response was not called. There was no cavalry that came to get them out of that situation. And they were just like there. They lost the shit out of me though. When during this flashback, they had this tiny child carrying a full-sized man in armor. And I was like, absolutely not. No.
Right.
Across the desert to like
with
make it back with some bleeding foot. He had some injury to his foot, which I was like, I can't even see anything wrong with your foot now. I legit was shook by them trying to pull that on us. Yeah. And say that's why he just was jealous. That was it. Yeah. It was flimsy. Flimsy ass reason. And I've seen million revenge stories or whatever based on jealousy. This was not a good one.
No.
Right.
No.
Not a good one at all.
It was a time waster in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, there was like one too many villains in this. Because
I'm sorry. So the second moment where I was like, this went from good to great again is when the Empress stabs the Emperor in the chest like multiple times.
I saw that coming a mile away, but
no, she was going to kill his ass. 100%. Like, why would he do that though? Because she came in and she was like, "Oh, I want to do your hair one last time. I want to brush your hair. This is the end of our marriage." The minute she said that,
I was like, "Don't let that woman with within a 10-foot pole of you. Do not do that."
I was like, why would he do that? He knew she was so pissed at him, so hurt. Yeah. Why would he let her near him? So then, anyway, she stabs him multiple times in the chest, and I was like, yeah. But then the loyal Marquis, who was self-flatulating and begging for his son's life, which why the hell would he think they would forgive him? But nobody had made a decision. He was stuck in limbo, and he thought, I'm going to take it upon myself. So he comes in.
And then kills the other guards.
And that's when that whole thing of their ploy to get Suige into the palace and murder him, assassinate him, that whole thing, I was like, yes, that's the second takeoff of the show.
I also was like, Suige, why did you go into that place?
Now, why would he go?
It happened to him before, and then 10 episodes later, he did it to again. Like, why would you go in without telling anybody, without taking anybody with you?
Yeah, a lot of stupid things happen. My favorite line, though, in the whole show was from the Emperor when he tells the Empress, when Suige was about to kill her dad, "You said my condolences when my wife died."
Yes.
That was the best
Yeah.
line. That was the hardest line
Yeah.
in the
That
whole
was burning.
show. Whole
Yeah.
show. And what episode was that? 30,
Oh, it was
36?
late. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something late like that.
It was late, but that was it. I mean, she had it freaking coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
had
she
it
did.
coming.
Well, and then
The-
you also
that-
think like he's been holding on to that since that
Here's the thing.
thing.
Here's the thing is
Like,
that
he
I
stayed
don't.
married to this woman
Thank you.
because
because
Thank
of
you.
that.
What are you doing? What are you
That's
doing?
what
Her
I mean.
body's not even cold. This concubine who helped kill her
Yeah.
is now all of a sudden my condolences. Tee hee hee. And you make her empress? Are you out of your mind?
Right.
Like
yeah.
what
and
was
then
going
making
through
your
his
children
head?
call her mother.
No, that's the thing is that
insisting
he was
Beating
he
them
was a
into it.
villain. He was
Yeah.
a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
I didn't, because like the reason why I say there's too many villains, it was like we had the emperor, we had his
Yes.
dad, we have Suiga's dad, we
Yes.
had the other emperor from the other
Shusha.
city.
Yes.
We had his
Jinxie.
brother in some capacity.
Yes.
We had the sister at some point a little bit. Then we had the
Best friend.
consort's father, the prime minister.
Yes.
We had the best friend and his father.
Yes, the Marquis
uh,
and his son.
So we had like 8 villains.
7
No,
or
did
8.
we have 9? Because you have the guy who tried to kill Xiao. So 8. And then we have the queen.
Oh, yeah,
of that kingdom. So
the-
9.
Yeah,
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
9.
Like it was just
9. There was way too many.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was a
And they
little
kept
bit
coming,
Everybody had
too.
beef.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
did.
really see. I liked the father, like Suiga's father. I liked when he turned evil. He went insane. But I was like, you already have a wife that is insane. Like, why are you becoming more insane than your wife? Like,
So-
the whole idea of him wanting to, like, Suiga to be, like, another him and be, like, ruthless emperor
Yeah.
that, like,
Yeah.
doesn't take any shit.
I
And
liked
for
all
the
that.
craziest reason possible
Yeah, that was dumb as shit,
amazing
though.
to
His
watch.
reason was dumb,
But it
but
was
I like that
also
he did it.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the acting and how it was portrayed and how crazy some of these people are were amazing. But the
Yes.
reasons that were given for these people's motives were like,
Shaky.
that's it. Like, that
Yeah.
was like, that's it? That's
Also-
what?
That's dumb.
Also, I love how you said that's it. Because Suiga at the end, I was just like, that's it for you? Like, you don't want to be king. So your
Right.
purpose this whole time, like, I don't understand what you're going to be doing with your future. You're excited your wife is a writer and whatever else she's doing. And then you're
Was
just
she
like,
a writer or was she just the subject of this book?
was she a subject of it? I think she wrote the
I
book.
thought she
no?
was just a subject.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay,
think she
maybe
was just
she
a
wrote-
subject
okay.
of the book.
Yeah.
But
it's
to
her
him,
biography.
he's just like, okay, this is a very comfortable life. Like, what is it that you wanted to do so much that you didn't want to
Right.
be king? You just want to chill?
It was
Okay.
to spite his dad. He never
So
had
we
any
did
interest in
I think it was
38
the spite his jab. Yeah.
We did 38
Yeah.
episodes just to spite.
When I say their motivations are stupid, that's another motivation
I
that was
didn't
stupid.
understand.
So,
I didn't understand.
Anyway, going back to the emperor dad and the empress that was slain. So he goes mother and father.
Yes.
So their relationship, I was like, ooh, I could just do a whole spin-off on just them too.
Same.
And I feel
Yeah.
like I have seen that story of
I
just
have.
this guy
Right.
who went crazy, power hungry, and
Yeah.
the wife who's like, you ain't shit. I got to keep you humble. I don't want to stick around for this. You're actually losing your mind.
Yeah.
And that's
like
exactly what
Yanshu
happened here.
Palace.
Yes. Anyway, so I thought that was really juicy and they told it really badly. Like they really did not give that some breathing room at all because they're focused on this other story, like the present day story.
Mm-hmm.
But them and her fighting alongside him to unite the kingdom or take over or whatever it was, I was into that. Then they kept adding, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a perfect recipe for
Right.
a show, you know?
Right.
And it could be so simple, but it's really effective. It's like having a really good chocolate chip cookie. You're like, this is really freaking delicious. I could eat 50 of these. But hey, chocolate chip cookie, pretty basic, all things considered. But there's levels to chocolate chip cookies. You feel me? You can have a really bad chocolate chip cookie and be like, why did I even think that these same ingredients would yield the best chocolate chip cookie? But then when people start doing too much, this show was doing too much. They were adding M&Ms, they were adding Snickers, they were adding Twix, they were adding gummy bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, enough.
I agree. Also,
you were living for that analogy, Carol.
I was. I'm like, and
You're
sprinkles.
like, yeah, and sprinkles and all the things.
There was one scene that really pissed me off, and it was the kiss scene where the rocking chairs, it feels like ghosts were in the rocking chairs and the chairs were just going back and forth on their own. And to depict that it was windy, but the leaves in the trees were not moving. But what pissed me off about the scene was all of a sudden we have disco lights. Disco lights like just...
There had a lot of spotlights behind these two leads.
So
all the time.
many. Yeah.
All the time.
A lot of like mood lighting and, for effect and stuff. Just because it looks pretty, it's not at all believable. I'm okay with that for the most part. The wind, though, I do like how you zeroed in on the wind, because the wind was... I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah. What did I write?
Did you say something about the wind?
I think about the wind. I think I tweeted it. Let me find it. Hold on.
I didn't like the wind in this show. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, how atmospheric. And then other times I'm like, you must think I'm stupid.
Mine was the lights, because it was dead dark and all of a sudden we're in the club. And I was just like, what is this? What is happening?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. That was my rant.
Oh my God. You know what I just thought?
Tell us.
So we were just talking about mother and father of feng shui. So the sister goes to the kingdom of, what is it? Jinshi, I think?
The sister?
Yeah. I think it's Jinshu.
Yes.
Thank you. Jinshu. And she has like a very similar relationship. Maybe I'm reaching. I think I'm reaching.
Similar to the emperor to her parents?
To her parents.
I
feel like that's a generous read.
That's very generous, because Princess was silly. She was silly.
Yeah.
Mom was not silly.
Hades Persephone-ish relationship between them.
Yeah. Okay,
she ended up liking him at the end.
This is what I wrote on Threads. Jensen Schwann's wisps of hair around his face have a life of their own and faded heart. I swear with every close-up, no matter the location, they are blowing in the wind dramatically.
Yeah.
It
was a lot.
They could be inside, all the windows closed. There's wind.
Right. Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
From where?
The wind was a separate character in this drama. Yeah.
One thing I did enjoy, we are going all over the place in the show. There's no rhyme or reason, no order for this. So I have in my notes literal backstabber in all caps. And the reason I wrote that was because when they killed the male lead's mother, Suiga's mother, she got stabbed in the back.
Right.
Yes.
And when his assassination happens with the bestie, the Marquis, and his son, he also gets stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, backstabber. Literal backstabbing. Same as his mom.
When the three friends were fighting each other, he also got stabbed in the back and the throat, but also in the back. And I was just, that's a thing for this show. Okay, can we talk about the best friends?
One thing, yes, because I want to talk about that too. Wait, which best friends? What best friends?
A female lead and her two friends that she trained with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about this because this is not the same. We have seen this before where it's like a general male lead who has this military and the female comes into the group and becomes besties with his soldiers, right? Like Prisoner Beauty had a really great like bromance, but also like support of the warriors. I hear Pursuit of Jade is the same way type thing. So I was coming into this thinking that was going to be the case, which partly it was, but I did not think that was done well compared to Prisoner of Beauty or Pursuit of Jade. She lost like everything. She lost all of her best friends, all the people who support her, but also in my mind, they weren't close. I mean, like at least her...
I see what you're saying.
Acting with them didn't portray the closeness that the male lead had with his. So I don't
agree.
think she replaced them as well as some of the other dramas we've seen, but it wasn't portrayed well that they had this very deep connection that they've known each other since childhood that the show was trying to do. That relationship was not believable for me.
Yes. I also thought, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, I thought because she was an orphan, that she didn't know where her origins were, who her parents were, that when they introduced this other animal, which is the Storm Alliance people, that she was going to be related somehow to the elders of Storm Alliance. That never happened.
That never was revealed at all. I also thought they would reveal something like that eventually as well.
I was like, oh, okay.
That would have brought the story back to her a little bit versus it being about Suiga the whole time. And then my last thing was, I don't think Homegirl knew that the other guy or her leader, her captain, liked her. He was very much...
What? No.
Obsessed, in love with her. I don't think that was it for her. Just even getting her memory, and it was just so...
No, they were lovers.
Sense. They weren't lovers?
They were lovers. I don't know how much she ended up remembering, but they were romantically linked.
They definitely were romantically linked when she had her memory.
When she had her memory, I'm not sure of that. That's what I'm challenging, because even the other brothers don't seem to be on the same page with that.
No, they knew that he was
obsessed with her,
in love with her,
and that's why
what they didn't do was have them say, "This is the love of your life. What are you doing?
That's true.
Get back with us. Come back to our side."
Yeah,
that's not what they did.
No,
they didn't invoke that relationship at all.
No,
or try and remind her of some romance that she's forgotten.
And that's why didn't you? That's anyway. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's a very clunky story, how it's written.
Yeah. And we didn't get to see any good times between her and that guy when she regained her memory. Show me the love.
And I did
want
that.
There.
She gets a few memories back and she's like, I guess this is it. No more dealing with the memory loss. No more sudden things that remind you of memories. No more. It just that's that, period, and we move on to his story.
Yeah. The show was not about her.
No, the show was not about her, but at the same time, when everything was revealed, basically everybody on her side, it was revealed they tried to kill her.
That's true.
So at the same time, I'm I would kind of cut off that part of my life as well if I was revealed that these three people that apparently I had a very good, deep relationship with was supporting a man that tried to kill me because I attempted to stop his invasion of this city.
that was stupid complex. So I have some notes here of things that don't make sense, or not things that don't make sense, things that they never
put in and never put details in it. Yeah,
they never put details. They never went into more. They never circled back on things. That's the list that I have. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah,
I hope you're ready. What happened to the 3 kids she was raising?
Yeah,
is what I
said. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you said that earlier. What about the secondary love story?
With the 3 kids, the only thing that was referenced in the last 2 minutes of the show,
they were like, oh yeah, they're living with that girl.
He was like, I'm babysitting them while they go and have their honeymoon or something.
Hello?
That's all that was said.
I'm frustrated.
He was begging the other soldiers to take him off duty of babysitting because he needed a break.
Speaking of that guy, his name is Ning Fei, I think.
Yeah.
So Ning Fei, what about his secondary love story? He's in my notes, he's the oath-sworn brother. And the female doctor.
Nothing happened.
What happened
there.
to them too? There was a couple points where she fell on top of him and I was like, I'm watching closely. Right. They never circle back on that. Doesn't matter, apparently. What about the system of human trafficking and child assassin training camps / death camps?
Yeah, that's apparently, what I said with the death camp thing. Yeah.
The female lead doesn't give a shit about cleaning all that up or resolving that.
Nope.
Yeah.
How deep was that rabbit hole?
She didn't even get revenge. She didn't even get revenge on that woman.
No.
The male lead rescued her from that horrible place that she was trapped in that fire, and the people ran off. And then you never hunted
50 children dead, and he was like, okay, Gotta move on. What about me and my revenge? What about me and my problems?
Nope.
Right. Yeah.
Hello? We're not going to circle back on that? Okay.
Right.
I had so much. Well, these are just notes, actually. Okay, these are funny notes. So the Storm Alliance, which I equated to The Beach. Do you know that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Carol's laughing. So, for those who don't know, The Beach is a commune, a secret idyllic island community governed by strict rules. No outsiders, no leaving the island, no revealing its location. Everyone must contribute to the group's survival while maintaining the illusion of paradise. That is the Storm Alliance. I had notes on the mirror room where the princess Zheyuan was kept. I thought this looked like a freaking love motel. Like a cheap Vegas motel with all the mirrors, like friggin' Studio 54 shit. Like, I was like, why does she keep... And then he offers to put her up in better accommodations, better palaces, and she's like, no, just put me back in the mirror room. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking
The cinematography was it in this. Like, we've seen better. We've seen better.
Oh, yeah, I've seen better.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't bother me if the story was good.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
That's true.
If it was buttoned up, I wouldn't care.
There were some great areas.
Sure.
Like, there were some great shots, but it wasn't consistent
No.
at all.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like how Ningfei, that third in the trio, final 6 minutes of the show. I have it here. The final 6 minutes of the show, he says, oh yeah, we found out that the Kui Battalion of Susha laid siege to the Storm Alliance. They're the ones who were doing that on the orders of old Zhen, the prime minister, which is as they suspected. But this was a whole like mystery, like, oh, it wasn't actually the emperor who ordered the annihilation of the Storm Alliance that the previous empress founded.
Yeah.
And
when I
just,
say
like,
the ending was really rushed, it was
awful.
rushed. Like, it was rushed.
It was awful. And then, do you want to talk about the ending? I have like 2 things to say about the ending, and that's it.
Well, I want to talk about the beginning where they like started hating each other and doing that. But then I also want to talk about the ending.
Go for it.
The beginning with the whole like they literally hate each other at the beginning of this thing. Like they are torturing each other and going tit for tat. And I love that. But again, as we said earlier on, this might not be everybody's cup of tea because it's not like they're like slapping each other. No, they're literally like stabbing each other and torturing each other because they want to. Like they're not even trying to torture each other to get information or anything. The only thing that like maybe the male lead is doing is trying to see if she actually has forgotten everything.
Yeah.
And he's not believing it, so he's torturing her to think like this is all a game to her, whatever, which he realizes she actually did lose her memory. But yeah, it's intense. It's very intense at the beginning.
Why is the only way to regain your memory through violence? Because in the second part, when he loses his memory and Jess is looking around like, ooh, when she's trying to help him regain his memory, getting stabbed is the only way. Like, this is
he stabs her, yeah.
The violence made no sense. That's
like,
the only way
like,
you can
why is she
regain
putting
your
her
memories?
body on the line to help him regain his memories as if she knew that was going to be it?
Yeah, I'm with you, Caitlin. The violence in the beginning, it was just between them. They felt like the only way they could get their feelings across was through violence. And it fell flat for me. I was just like, you shouldn't be together, in my opinion. Because that
I didn't mind that part.
Yeah, I didn't mind the beginning.
It was
later on.
Yeah, it was pretty violent though.
Yeah, but like, okay, I get you, but I felt like that had more oomph, more passion, more something than when they were actually in love. And you're just like, where's the chemistry? They definitely had more chemistry through the violence than they did when there was no violence. I agree.
Like, I literally messaged Jess, and I was literally watching like episode 2, and I'm like, Jess, they have so much chemistry in these scenes. Like, it's crazy. And they were literally like torturing each other. And I agree.
First 5 episodes were the best 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Hot take.
And then when they reset that at the end, I thought that was great again because you saw the chemistry again. Yeah.
Okay. My other favorite scene
I'm also a
was
lover of Amnesia, though, so like that just might be a me thing. I love
See,
Amnesia.
I don't
I love
mind-
the trope.
I don't mind Amnesia when I thought it was just silly. You know, they retread this ground. She had amnesia. He helped her out of it. And now he has amnesia. She's got to help him out of it. But I was like, why they got to do like this witch doctor thing with the mushroom lady coming in and like clear? I was like, this is silly.
loss of vision and then amnesia was a lot. I'm not going to lie. It was
I
a
like
lot
the
for
loss
me.
of vision. I was like, why don't we just keep going? And
Yes!
she has to be his eyes.
Right.
Like, how about that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So memory loss was just like, whoa, okay. Full circle here. Tit for tat, as you mentioned earlier. I also liked when they first came back to the kingdom and then they weren't going to be allowed in. And he's like, come closer. I can't hear you. And he lifts the guy up. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That did it for me. I'm not going to lie. And
You
it was
know
funny
what?
because
I'm sorry.
he does it
you keep going.
again. And this time the guy's like, no, I'm not getting close to you. Just,
That's
you know,
They
go do
redo
your
that.
thing. Yeah.
So people were saying, oh, he's a better example of what a general is. And I'm talking in broad terms. The internet loves to pull out receipts that don't have, it's a false equivalency. So this guy is super thin. I was like, he is so thin, ridiculously thin. And I kept thinking that. And
There's
then
no
he
way.
gets sick and they take off all his clothes. And I was like, it's even worse than I thought. He is 100 pounds soaking wet? Like rail thin. Not a lot of muscle on this man. Where's the muscle mass? Okay. Where's the protein? So I don't even think he's a great example of what a general looks like. And another thing, this guy doesn't look good in period getup.
And
Carol.
we mentioned this in our Cdrama hot take. I said, I said it. I was like,
Yeah.
he's not good in a
Not good.
period show.
No.
He's better for modern. And
Yeah.
he should stick to it.
The
Yeah.
wig, the getup, the guy liner. I was like, this. I mean, if I was got up on the wrong side of the bed, I would be like, this guy is not enough. Like, he would be a reason to turn off the show. But I was kind. I was kind to it. And I kept going, even though the styling was not good for him. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't care.
Blue is his color. I'll give him that.
Blue is his color. Apparently, people really liked his look in Royal Betrothal, though. But
Okay.
they were saying he pulled off the like ethnic braid part of that, like when they go to the outskirts
Ethnic?
desert stuff. Like
Oh,
so,
just like
like
braids and
when the sister went to that other city and they had more of like the braids and more of like
styling was like these elaborate
Yeah.
braids and
apparently his character is that type of character, whatever ethnic
okay.
minority that type is in China.
Right.
He had that look throughout the show, and apparently he was being praised with how well he looked with that type of
Yeah, I'm not
getup.
saying these rules are hard and fast, but this Faded Hearts look, I mean, I'd
He
write
did
that
pull
off on
off the
taxes.
over the shoulder look, though. I have to say, he pulls that off
he's
very well.
I mean, his facial expression,
Yeah,
beautiful. Also, that man just has a beautiful face.
right.
I'm not going to take that away from him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the wig and everything. You know how it goes like low like this. Like some guys can't do it.
hmm
I don't think he
Yeah.
can do it. But yeah. Okay, so the ending. Did you want to talk about that?
So the ending. So overall, I love that his brother, like his half brother, stood up to his mom and was like, "Dude, I don't want to be emperor, but I don't want to be a puppet emperor either." And I believe I love the brother relationship in this. I thought that was like, yes,
That
he was
wasn't
kind
bad.
of manipulated and he had was blinded because it was his mom. But overall,
He was very
wasn't
manipulated.
yeah, but overall, he didn't, even if he wasn't manipulated, it wasn't like the best friend where he became another cliche, I'm going to kill my brother because my mom manipulated me into doing it, you know? And I liked that he overall in the entire show, even though he was a little naive, supported his brother and liked his brother and wouldn't believe the rumors that were going around.
I also
so I did like that
I
relationship.
didn't see why he had so much faith in his brother.
Why not?
Well, why?
They weren't
he's getting
close.
manipulated. They're not close. He's not.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They were never close. And it was
No.
very much, I felt like Suiga kept him at arm's length. While this kid adored him, he's kind of like, ugh, I don't want to really
Yeah.
deal with you.
He
True.
idolized his older
True.
brother
He idolized them. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then there's no like backing relationship to be like, no, but I know him better. I know he would never do that. It's like, from where?
True.
It's just poking holes in this thing still.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was nice that he gave him the benefit of the doubt and met with him, and they formulated a plan to get the corrupt people out. Was it the Marquis and his son, and then the Queen?
Yes.
Queen Dowager or whatever.
The minute he asked Suiga to like spare his mom, I was like, his mom's gonna die. Like, I don't know how, but she's gonna end up dead at the end.
She
like,
was always gonna die.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
But also, even with the ending with the brother, like, yes, this is my interpretation. I might have missed this, right? Because obviously Suiga was not the emperor by the end of this.
He was some sort of regent, like a backup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the brother obviously is still the emperor, as far as I can tell, right?
Oh, okay, no.
It became the princess.
I missed that then.
The princess.
Oh, yes, it was the
Zheyuan
princess. Yes.
Was
the
the empress.
I remember that now.
Princess.
It'd be, yeah.
Which I was like, why
now.
the hell are we leaving her in charge?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought she was dead by the end. And I was like, wait, she's still alive? What are you talking about?
So she can't have kids. Let's talk about this.
No, she can't have kids.
She became infertile. She got shanked in the uterus.
Yeah.
And so now she's the empress. They're going to reevaluate after 3 years of mourning. And if she wants to keep doing it, she can do it. And I'm like, she's totally going to just keep at this. And he's going to travel the world with Fui Xiao, and they're going to have like 10 little warrior babies. And I'm like, those kids are going to be the next rulers of the
Of course.
Like his kids are still going to end up on the throne.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't.
Because I imagine the little brother, he went into seclusion, is what they said.
Yeah.
Guarding the what's it called?
The ancestors' tomb.
Yes, the shrine or whatever of the father.
Yeah, he basically became a monk.
Exactly. It basically became a monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this trouble and your kids still end up on the throne.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
I thought
like the throne.
Go ahead.
I just thought the ending was really rushed. I thought because of the amount of villains that came out of the woodwork and the amount of extra padding that these revenge stories had, they all of a sudden got to the last episode and there was like, oh, we haven't dealt with the Empress at all. She's obviously going crazy and she needs to be stopped because she's now a tyrant. It was so much stuff that they're like, oh my God, we have 30 minutes left and we haven't dealt with this. They spent so much time in the other city.
They were running
by the time they got back to it,
Jinshu.
Yeah, they were in
running
Jinshu for way too long. Yeah.
And nothing was happening. Like the other guy, Jingxi, was like meeting with ministers, meeting with officials who were discontent. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, come back when you're actually going to do something. And that was times 10 in like the last 10 or so episodes. Like, they're just wasting my time.
Right. Yeah. I thought the ending was really rushed and because they didn't pace it out well.
No.
So after this whole conversation, though, because Caitlin, I saw in your story, you rated it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I still really enjoyed it.
Okay. I love that.
I still really enjoyed it. Again, though, I have to say, like, compared to the C-dramas that I've seen, which have not been a lot.
Okay.
I know there's better ones out there, but I can't rate this one against those because I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't even finished Pursuit of Jade. So, like, I still really enjoyed it.
Okay. I was just saying this whole conversation has been like,
I mean, this has been a
5
roast.
if generous, a 6.
See, I don't think, that if we're coming across that.
Your rating scale is out of 10, right?
Yeah. I'm very generous
Carol,
with my ratings, which I need to
What's
fix.
your rating?
Honestly, generously, I'll give it a 6.
Okay, generously, I'll give it a 7. That's generous.
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin
is a 9.
I thought it was good. I mean, I liked that it was a true enemies to lovers. I did think it was too long. I thought the ending was really, really, really sped up. Like, it needed to be paced out more. And it definitely had flaws. I hated the sister and her whole story. That could have been taken out altogether. So yeah, I probably should have rated it less than 9, but I enjoyed the main couple so much. Mainly like their enemies to lovers story part of it, and also the male lead and like all of his machinations and the revenge that he got. But there were many flaws with this drama as well. But again, the 9 out of 10 was compared to what other ones I've seen. Like Prisoner of Beauty, I thought was better. I thought I enjoyed Prisoner of Beauty a lot more than this.
Hold on.
Carol?
If you're giving this a 9, so Prisoner of Beauty was a 10 out of 10 for you?
I don't remember.
That's a very valid question. Because if it was a 10 out of 10 out for you, then I'll be like, okay, I get it. I get your rating scale. But if it wasn't a 10 out of 10 and it's a 9 out of 10, I'd be like, nah, sis. Enemies to lovers cannot be the reason you gave this a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I gave Prisoner of Beauty a 9 out of 10 as well. But I like Prisoner of Beauty more.
Okay. I think you wrong for that. But...
I mean, again, this happened to me before where I rate this and then I talk about it with people and realize I didn't like it as much as I thought. Like, this happens to me all the time, which I always say my rating is not good. I tend to be nice about my ratings.
Okay. You are very nice.
And that's okay.
Me and Kara are not very nice.
I'm trying to be better, guys, okay? Clearly this was not the case, but I'm trying to be better with my ratings and be a little more realistic.
We're just trying to come at this from all angles and see how you rate things.
Yeah, because I loved Prisoner of Beauty.
That's like a 10 out of 10 show.
That is a 10 out of 10 show. So I was thinking, okay, maybe she'll give it a 10 out of 10. By a 9 out of 10...
Same rating as Faded Hearts.
Nah, sis. Nah. I'm just teasing you.
No, okay, no. Well, I know I'm very biased with my ratings. I'm trying to be a little more realistic.
One more thing that I will say is that I quite enjoyed the drama between the concubine that ends up becoming Empress Dowager. She stabs the guy in the chest like 50 times. So that lady and the emperor. I don't know what delusion she was under. She thought that man loved her.
Yes.
And I was like...
she was... Yeah. She was like the princess in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She really thought... And then when she goes slapping him and forcing food down
when she was stuffing like the dumpling or rice cake or whatever in his mouth, I was like, oh, this is so good. Like this stuff. It's stuff that I don't think people were watching necessarily for was the better thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. She gave a great performance.
She was a great performer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the acting in general was very good in this. It was the story that didn't...
Leech-In, weakest link. Link.
Leech-In is the weakest link, but I would say overall with the support cast and everything...
Yeah, everyone else was good.
The story was the problem. It wasn't necessarily the acting...
Sure.
Part of it.
Yeah. And you know what? I wasn't surprised when... Jingxi, what is he, a second male lead? I don't know how to classify him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Prince of Zhenan, that guy, and the other guy who was besties with Suige, Murong Yao, the Marquis's son. Those two guys, when they turned evil, I was like, of course you freaking did. Of course you did. Because there was no question that they were both issues in the show. And if you watched this guy, Zheyuan, in a splendid match, I mean, you were just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in this show,
it's just a trope too, is because it's like he's the best friend. He's going to be evil. Like he's the closest relationship to this guy who has had everybody else betray him.
But I didn't believe they were besties, mind you.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say his father going evil, like the general guy, the crippled general guy.
That's the better story.
Yeah,
this loyal minister, this loyal war dog who was isolated on the frontier and like was still loyal. Him turning evil was better than his son with this shaky ass reason for being evil.
Right. Even the general turning evil had a shaky reason though. Like he really did it because he wanted to save his son.
Yes.
So realistically, he wasn't necessarily like a villain.
The penalty for that treason is they die, their parents die, their sisters die, like their whole family is executed.
Wiped out.
Right.
So he was like, he's all I have. Like, even if I did absolutely nothing wrong and you forgive me, please spare him. But it's like, no.
Right. Yeah.
He was delusional. He was trying to get out of like consequences.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to say something, Carol?
I was going to say for the two guys, their motivation was also jealousy in a way, which was very, very interesting. But I was going to say for the best friend, Murong Yao, He was wearing the mask and doing all this behind the scenes work.
Doing so much. Yeah.
Doing so much. But as soon as his dad was involved, he became like a puppy and he was taking orders from his dad and I didn't want to kill you. And it just wasn't matching the character we've seen for 20 plus episodes.
I agree. It wasn't this vicious guy who was hiding behind a mask to protect.
Yeah.
You think it's to protect him and his like real identity, but it's really to protect the dad. And anyway,
I wasn't buying it.
And it was also somewhat unbelievable. Well, it was also somewhat unbelievable. I thought the writers could have done it better where he was the playboy. Like we've seen better versions of this where they're the playboy. They don't care about the thing. They claim they don't know military strategy, anything like that. And then there's secretly this masked guy who's like absolutely smart and crazy and like amazing. Mm-hmm. That even kind of flopped a little. Like you could tell that's like what they were trying to do.
I totally agree with that.
That even didn't
that
go
didn't
well.
Sing either. Yeah, because he didn't seem like a great strategist once he revealed his identity, and he didn't seem like he could stand toe to toe with Suige in terms of physicality or fighting,
or even with his dad. Like he couldn't even kind of be a fellow general with his dad in the strategy either.
Yes. Yeah. I thought the best. Who was the best villain for you guys?
For me?
Yeah, go for it.
The Arrow. That was the best villain. Well,
her arrow was like had like this twisty end to it. And I was like, oh, that's custom.
It was harder to dig out.
No, I was talking about everybody else's that was like a gun, and it's like it's a shorter arrow.
Because they had what was it called? Not a catapult. It's
some sort of catapult to it. Yeah.
It was a crossbow, and then she's over here like analog with the bow and arrow. Caitlin, what's your favorite villain?
I quite like the Emperor. I mean, even if he like Suige's dad, I quite liked him. I liked him because like before that change that he did in his like wife's house, you could tell he was kind of crazy, mainly because he just wanted his son to be like this ruthless person. But then when he did that switch in the cabin, I was like, this whole
scene was great. Mind you, this whole scene was 10 out of 10. It was really good. The face off.
When he said, kill her. When
he said kill her. When he started saying like this game of Go that's in front of me, like I started it with your mother and I'm about to win the game. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he goes into this whole thing, like this evil speech. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. So I like him too. I like the Emperor a lot. I think my favorite is still Jingxi, Prince of Zhenan, because he was like a victim of bullying and he was better fit to rule that kingdom of Jinshu, and he was still like a very good villain in terms of he's on equal footing with Suige. Now they made a lot of missteps with his character, I think, but ultimately I was like, oh, he had the most juice or opportunity, or I guess
well, even, I mean, speaking of rush ending, I felt even his death was rushed.
Yes. I wanted her they were to face off against him.
Exactly. Like, why wasn't she the one doing it? Because he's the one that caused everything.
Yeah.
With her specifically. But yeah, I also thought his ending was very rushed in the last episode.
That's because they created beef between that guy and Suige, and enough where Suige had a leg to stand on in terms of revenge because
his sister,
the sister. But I'm like, no, I think the better story is between these ex-lovers. He tried to kill her and then take over this kingdom in this really elaborate scheme that seemed to take way too long. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But him revealing that he killed the king, his brother, in front of that Empress Dowager.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good scene. That was a good scene, too.
Yeah, that was really good. Good. Yeah.
Because she really thought he went out there to kill the princess.
The princess. And then him poisoning her, too. I was just like, yeah. You deserve this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. I can't remember if they even said who was ruling that kingdom at the end.
No, they said some distant relative was
some distant relative were doing, because basically everybody in that kingdom died.
Yeah, all the direct descendants
any
died.
claim died. Yeah, including the unborn child.
including the unborn child, which I thought,
I honestly thought
they were going to leave her ass there and then
keep the.
Yes, she was going to be like the regent.
I thought she was going to keep the baby, and that was like they were going to take the baby after 14, 15 years, and he was going to rule, and that was like, oh no, they killed the baby. Okay,
they killed the baby.
Yeah,
terrible. And he was so excited. He was picking out names and shit.
I know. I felt bad for him in a way. I will say, I thought his character had a really good character arc, even if he was insane. Yes. He had a really good character arc. Yeah. Yeah. I still could care less about the sister.
Yeah.
Started begging for her life, and I was like, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wouldn't beg for his own life, but he'd beg for hers. And I was like, damn.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toxic love. Okay. Anything? I don't have any more notes. We're just spitballing.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done reviewing Faded Hearts. Thank you guys for joining. Where can people find you?
Jess, go ahead.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Daebak Pod, DAEBAKPOD. And then you can find Daebak K-Rambles wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kdramasmusings and Substack as Kdramasmusings and Threads. I'm on there. So if you have some thoughts, DM me. I'm more than happy to chop it up in the DMs. And thank you so much for having me, Caitlin.
Thank you for joining. And this has been another episode of No Sleep for Dramas Podcast. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we end? All right, cool. No. Thank you for listening. Bye, and see you in the next episode.